be working on a switch panel. I've got these extra pieces of ABS plastic. Got a bunch of switches that I'll be using. These little rocker switches. And then the USB plug so I can relocate where the factory USB plug is located. So the place I'm thinking about putting it is about right here. I still want to be able to use this tray, so can't put it too high up. But I'll have the USB plug. Probably have it on this side here. And then the switches all going across here. So in order to make the switches a little bit more serviceable, I'm going to use these connectors right here. These are the XT60 connectors. They're actually what I used for my A-pillar speakers to connect them in, and I had some extra ones left over, and it's just the right amount that I need. So these connectors actually have to be soldered for you to use them. I have them in my vise just to keep them steady. Get the wire, strip it back a little bit. So when you're able to get in there, you're just going to take your solder and heat it up with your soldering iron and let it flow right in there. So the first thing I'll do is actually tin the tip of the wire. Get the solder, make sure the soldering iron is heated up, and then you actually put solder on that tip. So after that, I'll actually insert the wire in the connector. And since that's already tinned, it'll make it a lot easier for that solder to flow in. So that's what the first connection looks like. So the next thing I'll do is actually find a way to mount this panel. I'm going to cut some pieces of wood, and it'll work kind of like a frame that this will slide into. So I used a small drill bit to drill through this front here so I can mark where I'm going to put the magnets. I got some of these. I'm going to use this drill bit to recess these magnets in here. So the way it works, this panel is going to sit upright inside the center console, just like this. If it needs to be removed, or if I need to mess with any of the switches for any reason, I can actually pull this front panel off. It's got 4 magnets here, and then the ones on the other side. That way I don't have to worry about any screws or trying to get my screwdriver inside that center console to be able to take this off. You can see all the wiring in here. And this piece actually slides out also. It's got 2 holes right here. That's how I mount it to the inside of the center console. Got that plug relocated down here so I can plug it into the one coming from the center console. And I know I have a blank spot up here right now, but I'll probably just get a blank cover to cover that up. The switch panel is done. I'm only using 4 of the switches right now. The other 2 I'll end up using later on down the road. This one right here is for the dash cam. This is for my tweeters and mid-range speakers. This is for the door speakers in the front and the back. And then this one is for the subwoofer. So I'll just test them out. The amp for the tweeters is hiding under the front seat, so I don't want to dig that out right now, but everything looks like it's working. Occasionally you'll be in those places where you park your vehicle and you want to leave that dash cam on just in case. This is actually an override switch. Right now the vehicle is off, so the dash cam is off. You turn on the ignition, the dash cam turns on. And then when you shut it off, then it turns off. The way I've got it wired, it's on a relay, so if the vehicle is off, you can actually have constant power, which is switched by this switch right here. So if you put it on the on position, then it turns on, and then you can have the dash cam on in case something happens. But that's about it for the switch panel. I got some wires hanging out right over here. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to start the fun stuff here soon. I'll be wrapping these subwoofer boxes. I'll be making a beauty panel for the system. And once that's all done, then I can move on to another project. It's taken long enough to do this one, so I'm excited to get to this point right now. If you have any questions about anything or how I've wired anything, just leave a comment and I'll try to answer the questions the best I can. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It'll really help support the channel. But once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.